My name is Glen Millar. I'm Economic Development Manager at British Waterways based in Watford, and we are the main navigation authority in England, Scotland and Wales.
Okay, so the theme of Kingston's stand here at EcoBuild is, we've called it the S word, sustainability. And I'm just wondering what the S word means to you.
Yeah, well, I think the S word in our context is three broad things. The first one really is sustainable transport, where we're interested in developing alternative modes of transport to the private car. The canals were originally built for freight transport, although freight transport isn't as important as it was in the past. But we're still involved in sustainable transport through the use of towpaths for walking and cycling in particular.
Okay. Yep. So do you feel that sustainability has become a buzzword to some extent, that it's being used by lots of different people in different ways?
Yeah, I mean, I think sustainability means different things to different people. But with us, sustainability is really what we're about in terms of management of the waterways.
Okay.
It's a key aspect of what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. And how important is the sustainability agenda to you personally, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably better in theory than I am in practice of it, I must admit. But I still think it is a big issue. It's a major issue for the planet and for our future, I suppose, as a species, really.
Yeah, of course. So what do you think is your biggest eco-sin, the thing that you're reluctant to tell people about?
Flying a lot on budget airlines, I suspect.
Yeah, you're not alone in that one, I'd imagine. Yeah. So what brings you to EcoBuild?
Well, I'm here really primarily to visit the Kingston University stand, actually, because we do quite a lot of work with the university, particularly the Landscape Institute, and both on work in canals in Britain, but also we're involved in a big European project called Waterways Forward, which is a project funded under the Interreg 4C programme, European Union 4C programme, and it's concerned with the development of inland waterways around Europe, and we've about 17 partners from 13 countries actually in total, and Kingston University are helping us, particularly with an exhibition that will be associated with the project itself.
Okay, okay. So if you weren't here today at EcoBuild, what would you be doing?
I'd be sitting in the office writing reports, I suspect, or doing administration, which is one of the big chores. But that's the main thing, I suppose. I would be up to.
Okay, yep. So just coming back to this idea of the word sustainability and the language around this whole agenda, have you noticed a change or a shift in that use of language over the last few years?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that there's a shift in the use of the word sustainability, but I think there is a shift in terms of what has moved up and down the agenda, the sustainability agenda. And my feeling is that climate change, particularly, is something that is focusing people's minds a lot more than it was, say, 10, 15 years ago. And that has moved things up the agenda. And as far as canals are concerned, it's an area where we're quite interested in, because there are opportunities for us to develop alternative energy sources from the canal, particularly in terms of hydropower, and also in the use of water for heating and cooling buildings. The possibility of using canal water by canal side buildings to heat and cool the buildings using heat exchange technology, which is in development all the time. Okay. And there's a further area, I think, further role for canals in terms of keeping cities cool in the future. I think the whole agenda in terms of the urban heat island effect is something that's going to grow in years, and it could be a big issue, particularly for European cities, where hotter cities lead to people's deaths, basically, and the canals and the air currents and the diurnal effect of the relative heating and cooling of water and land means the canals can provide a role in keeping cities cool in the future.
Okay. And do you think that view is shared across Europe? Is it common in other parts of Europe, that attitude?
I think people are aware. I think people are aware of it, but they're aware of it, I think, to greater and lesser extents in different countries. But I think there's a definitely growing awareness of its role. Yeah.
Great. And any last word or any last thoughts you'd like to get off your chest?
Well, the other thing just about our inland waterway system, I suppose, is its role as green infrastructure in terms of providing a infrastructure resource, a recreational infrastructure resource for people in modern and new housing developments, and that proximity to water is of great importance to people. It encourages people to take recreation and to improve their health and well-being, hopefully.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, great.